What's the biggest backfire you've seen from a cost-cutting idea? When I first started as a patrol supervisor for a high-end security company, things were good. The original owner, John, was tough but fair. He gave us supervisors freedom to run things, trusted our judgment, and always made sure our officers had the best gear. He even set up a discretionary fund for us. It wasn't huge, about $450 to $500 a month, but it made all the difference. If an officer was hesitant to come in on their day off, we could sweeten the deal with lunch or help cover their gas. Little incentives like that meant fewer gaps in coverage, happier officers, and way less burnout. It kept turnover low and saved the company thousands. Everyone knew it worked, especially John. Then the company was sold, and with the new owners came a new HR rep. Let's call her Mary. And Mary, she wanted to make changes. One morning, she called a meeting with the 3 supervisors. We sat down, and right away she laid it out. The discretionary fund was gone. She said it cost the company too much. We explained how it actually saved money, but she refused to budge. Then she told us something else. We were to follow our contracts to the letter. No exceptions, no deviations. Every detail had to be by the book. On top of that, any promotions or requests from officers now had to go through her. It was clear she was trying to wedge herself between us and John, and in effect, make herself our boss. At first, we were frustrated, but then we thought, fine, if she wants the contract followed to the letter, let's do exactly that. So we sat down together and read our contracts carefully. What we found were loopholes wide enough to drive a truck through. Everything Mary said was technically correct, but it also gave us some serious advantages if we played it right. Here's how it worked. We were salaried with a standard 48-hour week. Anything over that earned us hour for hour paid time off. If we worked a shift outside of being the supervisor on duty, say filling in as a patrol officer, we were owed an hourly rate based on our average salary. On top of that, PTO could be sold back to the company for 85% or more of its value if both sides agreed. Mary clearly didn't understand what she'd unleashed. That month, without the discretionary fund, it was nearly impossible to get officers to cover extra shifts. So the 3 of us supervisors started filling them ourselves. I personally worked 24 days straight, 48 hours a week as a supervisor, plus another 24 to 36 hours filling patrol shifts. Every extra shift meant more PTO hours and an hourly pay request. By the end of the month, I'd racked up over 100 hours of PTO and a mountain of extra pay. We submitted the forms just like the contract required. John was copied on the emails, but he never checked payroll until the end of the month, so everything flew under the radar. Fast forward 27 days. John calls us into a meeting. He doesn't look happy, and Mary looks smug. I figured this was it. We were about to be chewed out. Instead, John looks us in the eye and says, "Gentlemen, I know about the meeting Mary had with you. If you'd come to me first, I would have told you to give it a try, but HR will never be in charge of my supervisors. You answer to me and me alone." Then he handed each of us envelopes. Inside was our hourly pay for all the extra patrol shifts. Next, another envelope. His offer to buy back all our PTO from the month at 90% value. None of us turned that down. Finally, a third envelope with a contract buyout check so he could rewrite the terms immediately. And just like that, the discretionary fund cards were reactivated and topped off. Then John turned to Mary. "So, Mary, how much did your idea save the company?" She said, $500, John. John's face went red. "No, Mary. It cost the company $12,000. That's what I just wrote out in checks." Mary, still not reading the room, said the dumbest thing possible. "Well, it's just words on paper. Loopholes like that aren't really legally binding anyway." The room went silent. We all knew she had no clue what she was talking about. The next morning, John sent out a company-wide email. The HR rep position was open. Resumes welcome. After that, the only change in our contracts was simple. When we worked extra shifts, we had the choice between PTO or the hourly rate. The discretionary fund stayed. Morale went back up, and John never let HR overstep their bounds again. In the end, Mary tried to save $500 and wound up costing the company $12,000 and her job.